Alright, what's up? My Lucina main audience is starving right now, so while I work on the One Tech for Everyone series, I'm gonna sneak in a little video ranking my queen's moves. Lucina is a really good character, good aerials, good tilts, good smashes, good everything. You guys know I believe in her like crazy and I have no intention of dropping her anytime soon, even if she has to share a room with Joker right now. She's a co-main, not a solo main right now, but she's still me AF. And the Lucina content that blew up my channel initially isn't going away just yet. This list was made mostly by me, but I had a lot of input from a few cool people in the Marth and Lucina Discord. Shout out to those guys. Character Discords are always super nice, except maybe the Toon Link one. I love Toon Link, but I haven't forgotten that interaction last year. Moving on, I'll rank them from worst to best. I won't be counting grab or pummel because, you know, what the hell. This brings us to 21 moves total, not including air dodges or get up attacks because I'm not that big of a nerd. But yeah, we can start now. Some explanations might take a bit. Most probably will only be a few sentences. So dash attack is an interesting move. It's not good. I only use it as a miss input, but you know what? It's not that bad. Its kill power isn't horrendous, so if you want to do a down tilt to down smash and accidentally end up going for a dash attack instead and it lands, you might get the kill anyway. But it is one of Marth and Lucina's laggier moves. You can't get any follow-ups at low percents, and by using it, you're missing out on the potential that can come from landing a tilt or a smash attack. So that's kind of why. The reason this is easily Lucina's worst move isn't that it's terrible, it's that it is outclassed on top of just not being good overall. You want to kill? There are better options. You want to catch a landing? There are better options. You want low percent combos? You can. There are... This isn't a move that can do that. Forward throw isn't a bad move. I like to do 50-50s with it at ledge. Either they jump or they don't jump. It's a fun thing to try. Very rarely it can set up for tech chases in platforms. That's also fun. So it's mostly a positioning throw, which means not a combo throw or a kill throw, just a throw that puts you in a better spot. And it's not bad. It doesn't do a bad job at it. And something you'll realize is that I'm calling the next to last move on this list not bad, because Marth and Lucina just have no bad moves outside of dash attack. And if you're thinking like, alright, if they have no bad moves, then why aren't they top tiers? Well, I would say it's mostly because sometimes having good moves all around doesn't necessarily make you a top tier. It just makes you someone who is good. And top tiers right now are more than good. They have some insane, I don't know, whatever. They have some cheese, they have gimmicks or something, and Marth and Lucina don't have that, unless you want to call the fact that every single one of their moves is disjointed a gimmick. I guess it kind of is, but it's not a broken gimmick that is worthy of a top tier, I would say. It sucks. I wish it was, but you know, we gotta settle for the high tier or something, I don't know. Moving on from whatever that was, back throw is the same deal, except here it's pretty good for ledge trapping because Lucina's ledge trapping is really good and involves nairs and down tilts, which can encourage people to roll. And back throw is a good option for when they do. Our grab is frame 6, which is really quick. Good move, again, not a combo throw or a kill throw, just a utility move that helps extend your ledge traps or send your opponents behind you and maybe set up for a back air if they jump, or if they don't air dodge, or just ledge pressure in general. We're almost done with throws, alright? But up throw, again, isn't bad. It's our only kind of kill throw. It's basically the only thing it does, unless you want to be weird and set up a tech chase at 0 on the top platform. I'd place it higher, but it's actually kind of ridiculous how late this kills. It was better in Smash 4. If you kill with this up throw, it means something went wrong. Still, I'm glad it's there when I need to kill at 190% though. So yeah, shout out to up throw, one of my favorite genders. Counters are traditionally not the best moves. Me personally, I'm a scrub, so you know I spam this and Rebel Guard like crazy, but they're not really good, right? When they land, they're great, but you need an insane read, and if you don't, then good luck. And at that point, if you have a read, then you can just catch them with an F smash instead, right? We have Disjoint privilege, abuse it. The reason I think this move is fine though is because it does help in catching recoveries. It destroys a bunch of upbeats, especially if your opponent doesn't want to mix up their recoveries, and it makes people mad, and I like that. Just make sure you mix up your edge guards because people can just recover high on you. This move is like a drug, alright? It's fun, but you gotta use it in moderation or you're gonna end up sucking at this game. Jab is good. If you get a jab block, you can combo it into your insane forward smash that kills really early for a character that's supposed to struggle slightly to kill sometimes. And jab blocks are the safest way to get it. Other than that, it's frame 5 and it's disjointed, so not bad, but it really doesn't do much if you plan on using the 2 hits. All of your tilts are better if you're using this out of shield and only a couple frames lower at most. And if you're really worried about the frame data and you're using jab out of shield because it's fast, then just use Upbeat instead. It's faster, just don't get baited. Down throw is good for low percent stuff. You can get an up air or back air depending on DI. Back air is even possible at mid percent, so that's really fun. I think a lot of new Lucina players assume down throw back air is only good at low percents, but no, you can actually do this for a while. It's fun. Not at late percents, not for a kill. I would love that, but no, you can't get down throw back air for the kill. But the window is larger than what you might expect. It's more than just low percents. I like it. Alright, now we're done with throws and we're on to up smash. Up smash isn't bad, it's mostly used for hard reads. Having a move that kills off the top is nice. Having a smash attack that always reaches a platform is nice, so not a bad move at all. It is used on, like, you know, dash attack. Just maybe a little niche because Lucina mainly gets her kills off the side with edge guards and ledge traps and pushing advantage, and her up smash sets up for juggles if it doesn't kill, which is fine, we're good at juggling. But I feel like Lucina generally gets more off horizontal forms of advantage state more than vertical forms of it, if it makes sense. Not bad though, good move. Marth's forward tilt is amazing. You could argue it's his best move, you could argue it's one of the best F-tilts in the game. It's super easy to get the tipper on platforms and that's cool, but Lucina's fly swatter F-tilt is different because without a tipper this move is kinda weak. It's still good at anti-airing, good at hitting people up on platforms, definitely a solid move that's used a bunch, just maybe not as much as the ones up next. And I hate that it has weak kill power. It would be really fun if, you know, Nintendo would make Lucina a little bit less honest by making this move stronger, but it's good, it's still a good move. At least it can be safe, it's spaced, it's a big move, I like it. Down smash is a super important move. I was gonna place this higher, but I was convinced by the Discord to put it here at 12th spot because it's a great move. It does a good job as a consistent tech chase punish. It can be a good option out of shield sometimes, but that's about it. And as solid as this move is, the ones up next just do a lot more. Down air is great, it is a good move that is used a lot, but it is sadly our worst aerial because it's our least safe on shield, but the space it covers is huge. The spike might only last for one frame, but the late hitbox of it stands at a pretty spooky horizontal angle, so if you're trying to do some forward throw 50-50s, down air can be a fun, greedy option sometimes. It can cost almost that you can jab lock off of if you're quick too, or just tech chases in general. Great move, just one you need to be a little careful with. Down air back air is a nasty confirm, it's flashy, it's fun, it can work if you want low percent combos, but if you want low percent combos then up air is your play. It's a lot safer, it does the job better. We'll get to up air in a bit. I have an entire video on Shield Breaker. It's my favorite move in the game, and if you want me to summarize that video in a couple sentences, the reason I think this move is amazing isn't because of the Shield Breaker itself, it's because of the threat of the Shield Breaker. This move makes Marth and Lucina have built-in conditioning, basically. It makes people shield on you less, and it punishes people who don't shield on you less. I love it, this move rules. Marth and Lucina are very shield pressure-y characters, it's one of their strengths, and Neutral B has amazing synergy with that whole game plan. Any of Lucina's moves deal enough shield damage for an uncharged Neutral B to break it within the next few seconds, so after you block a hit against these two, you really need to be careful not to get too cozy in there, or any good Marth and Lucina player will notice it and you might get your shield broken. But more often than not, you being afraid to shield against Lucina is good enough for her. Again, it's the threat of the shield breaker that makes it so good, because you will behave differently because of this move, and I really like that. Conditioner moves are really fun in this game. Alright, side B, great move. The first hit is great for platform tech chases, stalls in the air, good for landing mix-ups, and all around has a bunch of cool utility. Again, I made a whole video about it a little while ago, but expanding on this move and talking about the complete version of it, I think the third best variation of it is side B angled down, the second best is side B angled up, and the best is when you angle it forward. Angling it down is supposed to focus on doing more damage, but it really doesn't do all that much more than angling it forward, and angling it up sets you up for juggles and potential edge guards, which will lead to more damage in the long run most of the time. Angling it forward makes it a kill move. Again, I would love if Nintendo just buffed this for fun on the next Smash game, not for balancing, like just for fun. Just make it annoying, just make it better. I like to angle it up at low percents at center stage, especially if there's platform. I angle it down when I know the forward version isn't gonna come close to killing at all, and I'm really just looking for a ledge trap, and I angle it forward if I actually want to set up an edge guard or if I'm trying to kill. And then I don't know where to include this, but it's good for frame trapping, and because it's a really long lasting move, it helps at catching spot dodges and people shielding on you, because since most of your moves are quick, simple, single slashes, people might be conditioned into thinking they can just spot dodge or shield anything you throw at them, and using side B every now and then as a mix-up makes sure that they are always on their feet, and they don't get away with just spot dodging or shielding anything you do. Good move all around, really fun. F smash hits so hard. It's one of the fastest smash attacks in the game at frame 10, and it's so good. Fun fact, it was actually nerfed early on into Ultimate, so if you think it's super strong now, just imagine what we could have had if the balancing team over at Nintendo had let us have our fun. I hate you, Sakurai, literally 1984. But yeah, moving on. F smash is the absolute best option after a jab block if you want to kill right away. It's not even that laggy, you can combo into it from a down air, it can hit above platforms on certain characters. If you're a master in spacing, I would just settle for up tilt or F tilt. It hits below ledge, it has the classic Martha Lucina disjoint privilege. I love it. Straightforward, not necessarily as universal or versatile as other Lucina moves up next, but the job that it's supposed to do, it does really well, so it's okay. Down smash is still the safer version of it in case you're trying not to stale it or you want the safest, most fastest option after making your opponent tumble, but F smash just kills a lot. Bam, strong. Up tilt is one of those, when in doubt, use this moves. Marth will cut you in half if you get the tipper, but Lucina, it sets up for juggles and combos at low percent. It's our best anti-air, it gets a little better at killing if you're on top of a platform, covers both sides of her, hits above platforms, and like all Lucina's aerials and tilts, it's one of those moves that synergize greatly with the shield breaker, especially because of the whole hitting people on platforms thing, because people tend to shield those a lot. They're hard to challenge. It's great in neutral, especially if you're fighting a jump heavy character. This thing is amazing at catching landings, but it's not one of the main neutral moves. We'll get to those in a bit. Alright, for Upbeat, I'm excluding the fact that you can't recover without it because I feel like it's a little unfair to the other moves. It would be an easy number one. But I will mention that it's a great recovery move. It goes far enough, especially when paired with our floaty high jumps. And it does good damage, good knockback, and it's hard to tech. Cool. Other than recovery purposes, this move also works as an awesome combo breaker. It has intangibility, it's really fast. You can use it at an Nair 1, which isn't the most optimal thing ever, but it's fun. And it works after F smash stops connecting after Nair 1. Great out of shield option, good kill power, just don't miss. Moving on to the top 5. Whoa, I totally get it if you feel like these are interchangeable, but Upair is probably one of the best, if not the best, combo starter for Lucina. It's insanely safe on shield. You can get a million more up airs or up tilts if you're on a stage with platforms. Not the best kill move, but it's good at what it does. It juggles at anti-airs and gives out enough shield pressure to make people just want to go to ledge instead of trying to land. And Lucina ledge traps are no joke. We just haven't gotten to ledge trappy moves yet because they're that good. But when we do, you're gonna be like, wow, Lucina ledge traps are no joke. I think the common consensus is that forward air is the best move. I guess it's like the popular opinion. It has a ton of uses, it's big, I like it. It's a great move for edge guarding. It's one of the main reasons why Martha Lucina's ledge trapping in offstage game is one of the best in Ultimate. I would say this is a me take, this is a me argument. This is like source me. It sets up for tech chases at low percent. I like to follow it up with side B here and angle it accordingly. But you can obviously follow up with a bunch of stuff since Lucina has essentially no bad moves. You know how it goes. Like F smash, this move was nerfed early on into Ultimate, but thanks to this nerf, tech chases are a little more accessible. You be the judge. I don't know if that nerf was worth it. It's good for zoning, one of Lucina's most used moves in neutral because it's really quick, it's really big, and safe if you fast forward. It sets up for good combos early on. I wish it killed better, again, nerfed, but this move is still great. Down tilt is probably Lucina's #1 utility move. There's kill moves, there's combo moves, and there are moves that just subtly shift momentum your way. It's great in neutral, helps with stage control, it sets up for tech chases sometimes, but even when it doesn't, it still helps with positioning, hits below ledge, steals double jumps, pokes shields, and I don't know, it just does a lot. And on top of that, it's really quick and safe if you space it. I kind of skipped a bunch of stuff throughout the video because this is more of a quick, fun ranking more than a individual move analysis, but I do have a video on down tilt if you want to check it out. But yeah, maybe I missed some stuff about positioning, so just keep that in mind before you go and check it out. I didn't spend that much time labbing stuff out back then. Back air was one of the moves some people in the Martha and Lucina Discord disagreed with me on. Some of the people over there wanted me to put back air as #1, but I mean, I don't know, I disagree, but this move is still amazing, and I completely understand why people would place this in first place, because yeah, no, this move is great. Lucina has a couple weaknesses, and those weaknesses is that sometimes she can kill a little late, percentage-wise. Back air is Lucina's strongest aerial. It is the finishing blow for a bunch of setups. It kills really early at ledge. If you ever want to make a call out, like catching someone going high on you, jumping out of your down tilt or F throw or F tilt, whatever, it's with back air. And if you're trying to edge guard someone and they have one of those huge recoveries and you know they're gonna survive a forward air, you can back air. It kills way better than fair. When down air to forward smash stops connecting, I mentioned this earlier, but down air back air does the job instead. It's really good and overall helps Lucina have to rely a little bit less on pushing advantage state and gives her a little more reward when landing raw hits and turning little wins in neutral into interactions where she has a great advantage. A lot of Lucina's moves have tons of uses, like when I talked about down tilt and forward air, they have a bunch of utility, but back air can do a bunch of stuff, I guess, but in my experience, it is mainly a kill move or a call out move, and it does a good job at it. Like basically all Lucina's aerials except for maybe down air. It's quick, it's disjointed, safe on shield, except it kills better. It kills really well. Alright, I think Lucina's best move is Nair. I think it does so many things so well. It's really safe, it's really big, it combos, it kills. It's good at a shield as long as your target isn't too short. It's good for edge guarding, good for defending yourself off stage. The first hit of Nair sets off for follow-ups. It's kind of the closest move we have to a Swiss Army knife, right? Like Link's Nair. I find myself using this move a bunch in neutral. Short hop, fast falling here is a great safe way to play rock, paper, scissors with your opponent when you're both looking for an opening. The fact that it's our biggest aerial and has one of the longest lasting hitboxes makes it amazing for edge guarding, especially characters who can challenge your disjoints, which is huge. Lucy gets a lot of edge guards. It's one of our biggest strengths, and it's super annoying when we're fighting a character that can actually defend themselves off stage or challenge our aerials. In my experience, fair is probably what you always do off stage, but Nair is still the best shot we have at edge guarding. Shulk, for example, who can swat us away with his huge forward air, and other characters with big hitboxes or good movement and frame data that can make it harder for us to edge guard. Still, I think I'd settle for less repping these characters like maybe Shulk or Meta Knight most of the time. But if there's one move that brings Lucina's disjointed hitboxes to their full potential, it's Nair. And that's the ranking. Cool, hope you enjoyed. I thought this was super fun to make, and thanks to the people on the Discord for your awesome insight. This isn't an official Discord ranking, by the way. This is just me. I'm just a guy having fun making a list, but you know I wanted input from a bunch of players, right? You can't really make one of these lists without having some input from people who are obviously better at the game than you, right? If you disagree with anything here, that's obviously completely fine and normal, and I would love to see what you have to say about it. So if you have any cool ideas, cool suggestions, cool feedback, I will be sure to read every comment, you know? So yeah, cool video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.